You're listening to the podcast with Curtis Mack.
Here we go.
Thanks for joining us for another edition of Podcast with Curtis Mack. You can catch us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud if you want to download the clip. Today, I'm going to be speaking with
Kyle Wright, a.k.a. Versace Irison. Some people call me VI for short. I do a little bit of modeling, and I'm a recording artist.
So, a lot of people, they hear that artist, and they always think, like, oh, you draw, or you're rap, or you're one specific thing, When you say artist, you said modeling, and some people don't even consider that, when they talk about art. But it truly is an art.
Right. Yeah, artist to me is just like, music. It's like creativity. It's just, artist is the title that I use, so.
Yeah, and that kind of encompasses everything you're doing.
I do, the modeling to a certain extent. I don't have contracts yet. I'm kind of building a portfolio. I'm starting from the bottom.
Do you get the same sensation? Some people say it's kind of like a runner's high when you're recording. Do you get that same when you're modeling? When you're doing shoots?
Definitely. When the camera's on you, you kind of feel. I mean, it sounds corny, but you kind of feel like something. Even though I'm not famous or any of that jazz. I'm kind of it gives you like a natural high. It kind of makes you feel good. Actually boosts your self-esteem. It's just kind of it just feels good.
What's your favorite part about modeling?
I do it because I like to do it. I'm not doing any of this for the money. That stuff,
sure, of
course, can come after or later in the near future. But for me, I feel like the approach that I'm taking is the best approach. I just do it for fun.
You chase the money, you're not gonna get what you want at the end of the day. Because if you're not doing what you love,
right. I mean, you're just doing it for the money. So
yeah, and at that rate, you're gonna be very upset with your choice. I think.
Right.
Because you might make some choices that or you might have turned down some other opportunities because they didn't pay as well, but they might have might have had more benefit for you. Let's just give you an example, like an internship. Let's say an internship, you do it, and they say, well, we're not going to pay you, but you're going to get to model at this agency, and your shoots are going to get shot in New York,
right?
Like in Times Square, and it's like, well, we're not going to pay you. Who is your target audience?
Okay, so when I'm modeling, I kind of target anybody who does photography, because it's not like the kind of modeling. It's not like me with my shirt off, six-pack abs. It's more art. It's like it's not what's really it's not me. It's like what's around me. It's like the atmosphere. It's not like me just taking pictures in my room and I look good.
Of course.
It's more we're in the mountains or we're in the city and there's
buildings. Car.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's not all just about me. It's it's anything.
It's once you become part of that scene.
Exactly. So I adapt to my surroundings. So pretty much. It could be nature. It's very broad. So
understood. Now for the hip hop, for music, who do you want to listen to you?
My project I'm working on right now was kind of targeting an audience that people who kind of stressed out and just need to hear somebody that went through similar events. Right.
Once you're a victim of something you can't control, and you have two options: become a larger victim or become a creator. Your house gets knocked down, and you say, "Oh, that house. I wanted to build a new one anyway."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But now you could say, "Oh, my house is broken. What do I do? I'm nobody. I can't do nothing."
Right.
You're making yourself a victim.
Right. Exactly.
So when you're reaching these people, do you have a message for them?
My message overall is to just keep standing. After all, you get hurt, you fall down, you get knocked down. You just stand back up. It's for me, stress and all that stuff. It doesn't last forever. And as long as you just stand through it, everybody gets over it. Whether it takes a year or it takes 2 years or it takes 10 years. It doesn't really matter.
We were just discussing, off the mic, talking about your accomplishments and things like that. But before we even get into that, we were discussing, what comes natural to you, and then how do you professionalize that, and then eventually monetize it. So that's something that everyone's got to think about. What comes natural to you? Professionalizing it and then monetizing it.
I mean, what really comes natural to me is we have a lot of musicians in my family.
Sure.
Family just kicking a freestyle or whatever the case may be. So, I would always I just freestyle what comes natural, and people tell me, hey, you're really good. And I'm like nah.
But you are though, and you don't recognize it because
right.
It's natural. What do you mean?
Right.
What are your accomplishments? For modeling, what have you done so far?
My accomplishments as far as modeling, I've done a couple shoots. I would say I've done like 5 or 6 of them. We go out to Hoboken. That's the main spot. We got the Hoboken. We get the city in the background. Just views. Like I said previously, it's not about it's not about just me being in the picture. It's about it's scenery. Trying to switch it up.
Do you have somebody with you all the time? Do you have a camera guy or something?
I do. James Yeoman Media. Can we get a shout?
So James is in the building today, and James is recording this, on video, which is good. So does James do a lot of your shoots?
James does all my shoots.
He does.
All.
How long have you been working together?
I'd say about 3 months. Longer than that, but as far as on a serious level, like 3 months.
Along with having James help you, what are your goals?
One thing is like I've been doing like a lot of networking. The people I surround myself with, they kind of have like the same vision as me, whereas the music and the modeling and stuff like that. So
Sure.
I go to Tub Life a lot, Tub Life Studios with with Prime and
Shout out
Bessis.
Bessis,
Yeah, shout out Prime, shout out Bessis, shout out Chinny Slickback, he's a great guy.
Yep.
We got
Sergeant Banks, right?
Hemper, we got James, James Bones, we got just endless talent in coming out of that studio, and that's
coming
one
out of
place.
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. Period. You got 070. You got 070 Shake. I mean, she's.
So what are you looking for? What are you looking at? Like, what are you looking to strive for? Do you want to have your shots in New York? Do you want to be on magazines? Do you want to be on album covers? What do you want to be known for?
I really want to be known for just being me. Like I'm not trying to follow anybody else in their paths. Like, I want to rap like this person, or this person shoots cool. Let me steal their post. I'm coming up with this stuff naturally. I'm doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Because
Sure.
I want to get big off of doing me. And like me is different. I'm not everybody else in the world.
Now, with social media into play and the mix of like audio and visual, and it's all together now. And it seems like that whole like it's like marketing, show business, music industry. It's all mixed now.
Right.
It's like it's just one big ball of media.
Right.
But with that being said, do you ever mix your art with your modeling? Like your hip hop with your modeling? Like let's say Instagram, you put a couple of your shots up. Do you put your own music behind your shots?
Yeah, I do. And the reason why I do what I do, I don't know if you've ever checked out my page, but
No, we'll have to. How can we access it?
Instagram, it's Kai Wright, KYY _WRIGHT. One for modeling, I got one for music.
Okay.
So
So plug them both.
all right, so main account, this is my personal account. It's KYY _WRIGHT, and the modeling one is actually the same thing. It's just another T at the end. That's where I'm at, man. I'm just out here doing what I love to do. I'm doing me. I'm doing it my way. I'm not trying to copy anybody. I'm just I'm being me. Versace Iverson. Everybody calls me VI. That's cool too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's as far as rapping, that's my rap name.
So if you're going on to do some art, some hip hop, you're going to be under Versace Iverson. And
Of
if you're
course.
doing modeling, they're going to look for Kai Wright.
Exactly.
Okay. So folks, listen, man. You can find him on Instagram. I'm sure Twitter, Facebook,
Yep.
everything. He's getting off SoundCloud because a lot of people are. A lot of people are trying to legitimize their music and monetize it and
Right.
and actually keep it kind of closed circle. You want to at that point, it's not always about the money. You don't want everyone just getting your music for
Right.
free at that point. But yeah, it's great marketing. You could just have everybody listen to it. But then at that point, it's kind of watered down. If you
Right.
because if you have it, only certain people can access it through this certain way. And Jay-Z did that. I'm pretty
Right.
sure, or 50 Cent did that. Like he put out like a new TV show, but it's only available on this network.
Exactly. And see that's the thing too. Like that goes like like when you said like legitimizing, that actually like rang a bell for me because a lot of people will be in their basement with a mic and trying to record. That's cool too. I mean like you're going hard, but when you're somewhere like Tub Life, okay, now you're going up a level,
Yes.
or okay, like for example, like a month or two, I'm gonna be going to a city in Times Square, big views and all that, so when they see you in your basement, they're like, oh, okay, he's trying, okay, now I'm at Tub Life, okay, he's getting a little better, and then
Sure.
okay, now this guy's in Times Square, like what's going on?
No doubt.
Let's check him out, like.
But that doesn't
And that's
mean
the
that
thing.
you might not be in the basement the next day.
Exactly, but
You know?
you need to you need to create some sort of you need to create the vision for them. You can't
Yeah.
paint pictures for everybody because they see you in your basement like, all right, well maybe this guy's not. You understand?
You know,
It's
I
just,
totally
and
understand what
especially
you're
with
saying.
social media, everything's got to be updated and you know what I'm saying. So as
You
far
want to
as
show progression, just like on your
exactly,
resume.
exactly.
When you write, at a job, if you stay the same position for the longest time, nobody's gonna look at you. But if you're like, oh, I went from newsboy to news writer to online specialist, they're like, oh,
Exactly,
progression.
exactly.
It's the same thing. You're going
Exactly.
from the basement to the in-town studio to the New York studio, and then
Right.
next thing you know, Miami studio. So they're saying, okay, they're following. So then when you do go back to the basement, they know it's in here, Kyle.
Right.
That's why they know it's your heart doing it. Because
Right.
you have no problem going back to the basement.
Right.
But it's just like, yeah, well, we've been there too. So, but then when you go back to the basement, you say, yo, it would be a great idea if you got these mics. I saw the boom mics over in Miami.
Right.
That'd be a great addition to your studio.
No, you're right.
And then same thing with Tub Life. You go, oh, we were in New York and they're using this. And then you
Right.
get everybody on the same level just because
Exactly.
you're moving forward and that's what you want to do, bring everybody up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's great. And then especially if you share that,
Yeah, and see that's the thing too. Like like with like legitimizing, everything's got to follow suit. That's just how I think it should go. I don't know. Maybe people do it differently. The way I see it is, if I'm in the Times Square studio, let's say, and I run into Lil Wayne or something,
Sure.
hey, what's going on? What do you do? Oh, what platform can I reach you on? And I'm like, oh, SoundCloud.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so like, what are you doing in the studio paying $150 an hour if you're just on SoundCloud? You know what I'm saying? So it's got to follow suit. If I'm in the, I want to be, oh yeah, I'm on iTunes, I'm on Spotify, I'm on Dat Piff, I'm on, Hot New Hip Hop, I'm on,
Yeah.
World Star. That, okay, so, regardless of anything, like, even if I got 4,000 followers on Instagram, hey, this kid's going hard. If I say I'm on SoundCloud and that kind of, you know what I'm saying? So it's just,
Yeah.
everything's got to, I'm just working on, like legitimizing myself. 100%.
Sure, no doubt. And that's you have to legitimize
craft.
it. Perfect the craft, perfect your own product too, and
Yep.
that's what you're doing. And your followers see that on the way there. You know what I mean? They see you doing your thing,
Right.
so they're supporting you. And don't ever forget, and don't ever feel weird either about giving your followers a shout out, saying thanks for supporting me, because that's exactly what they're
Right.
doing.
Right.
With lack a couple words, but it's just like, thank you for supporting me and what I do. I'm doing it because
Right.
I love what I do, and you're following me. You see people liking your pictures and stuff, and it's like,
Right.
thanks,
Right.
And then you do the same for them too, and it's nice. It's community engagement in
Right.
a whole new way,
Right.
and support. So,
And-
who's your number one supporter? You think?
Number one supporter, well, what do you mean, like fan or just someone
In
who's
general, who's always got your back? Who's moving? Your family? Is it your friends? Who?
I mean, like if you want me to, like really the guy standing next to me right now is got my back. the
No
most.
doubt.
I'm not just saying that because he's in the building right now.
Yeah.
He's like if I'm like, yo, listen, man, we gotta go out. We gotta get this shoot done, or we gotta get this video done, or we gotta do this. We gotta edit that. We gotta do this. He's always there, 110%, and he's had yet to ask for any type of money from me.
Yeah.
And that means a lot because it's like when you start from the bottom, it's a movement, and you use the money that you save in other places. You understand what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
So whether it's making an iTunes account or getting stuff uploaded or paying for for someone to edit this or for studio time. Like I said, at Times Square, that's $150 an hour. It's not cheap when you start from the bottom. I mean, when you're rich, it's different. But so the money that he doesn't charge me gets utilized in other places, and that's why I respect him a lot because he's with me. He's my number one supporter right there. I have a brother as well. I have parents, but everybody's doing their own thing. And he's with me, so I can honestly say he's my number one supporter.
Nice,
James Yeomans.
Yeah, and then you're doing your thing too. So it's not like you're not just here for along for the ride. You're taking yourself to the next level with Kyle, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I love being out here and doing what I do too. So just to have him succeed just as much as I want to succeed. That's where we need to be.
Yeah, man, that's great. So is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, actually, I actually want to jump backwards a little bit. You were telling me something about, like what's on my account. Do I do the pictures more than I do the rap? Or
Sure.
So, it's actually funny you asked that. So the way I do it is, if you look at, let's say, and I'm not gonna really say any names. I'm just saying just other hip hop artist accounts. Let's say what they do is music, and this is a part of why I like modeling too, is because if you look at their accounts, it'll be it'll be a promotional video for a song they just dropped, and then it's a flyer, and then it's you know what I'm saying? And it's boring.
It is
you know?
boring.
And like, for once they'll post a picture of themselves, and they're like, okay, wow, they actually got some likes, because it's something that,
Oh, you're real.
oh yeah, you're a real person. You're
Yeah.
actually posting something. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's the way I do it.
Yeah.
I do the modeling to kind of keep people busy. But it's not really like that. It's it's just it's a nice picture.
That's how you market yourself.
Right. And then every so often I'll drop a video. Hey, check me out.
Yeah.
But you don't want to drown yourself out and get people bored of you.
Imagine you were
You know?
listening to the radio. It's nothing but commercials.
Exactly. And I kind of
That's
use
exactly
the modeling.
what you're talking about.
I kind of use it like as a marketing too. People pictures aren't you don't just look at them and just tap them on Instagram and like them. It's if people who like photography, they see the art in it. They're
A
like,
picture
wow.
says 1,000 words. Right?
Exactly, without even having any words to read or anything. So
Yeah.
I do that because modeling is nice and people like to look at pictures, and then you scroll down my page a little more. Okay, oh wow, he dropped a music video. And so I like to, as much as it's about me, I like to keep my followers entertained at all times, because
Nice.
your fans and followers are everything. Without them, you're not really anything. I mean,
No
that's
doubt.
just that's just how I feel.
No doubt.
And I interact with all my followers. I reach out to them, or they'll DM me. I don't just ignore them. I'll answer. How you doing? Thanks for the follow. Or when I get a follow, I like your music. Thanks. Thanks for the follow. I interact with my fans. I'm not just out here not replying and
Yeah.
any of that. As long as if I have 1 million followers, I can't get back to everybody. But
Then
it's
if you have 1 million followers, Kyle, at that point you'll have somebody for that. You'll have a social media
Right,
page
right,
or
right,
something
right,
like that. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Or somebody that, or maybe James might have somebody, or I might have somebody.
Right.
Community engagement and handling your network and stuff
Right.
like that. At that point, it becomes very professionalized.
Right.
Because it's key.
But me and James, when we go out,
Mhm.
it's like, okay, we'll be going out for a shoot, let's say.
Sure.
And we'll be out there, like, all right, I'm getting ready to pose, whatever. But when we're out working, we're talking about our next move as we're doing the move. So, like, we execute the move, and as we execute the move we previously talked about, we're talking about the next move. I might look like, I don't really care, or,
Yeah.
or it's all about me, because, previously what I just said. But, at the end of the day, I care about everybody.
Sure, sure.
I'm for some people, I'm a mentor. I'm somebody you can call and talk to. I'm everywhere. Like how I said, I interact with everybody. I've had.
So if people were, interested in getting involved with modeling or anything like that, they can contact you. The young kids or maybe
Oh,
someone
yeah.
else, they could
Oh,
reach
yeah.
out to you.
Oh,
How
yeah.
could they reach out to you? Email or phone number?
Actually, my phone number is connected to my Instagram. It literally says call or text.
Oh, so then you'll go to Kyle's Instagram, and then at that point you can contact him right there
Right.
because you have a business account on Instagram.
And I'm open to anything. I've had kids say like, hey man, like nice pictures, in my DM, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, you want to come out?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not meeting up with you and taking you out with me, but feel free to meet me in Hoboken. We're shooting Hoboken this weekend. Like I said, I interact with everybody. I'm not ashamed to show people who I am, and that kind of deal. I'm not just Instagram famous. I'm not trying to just do it for Instagram.
No, you're doing it for you. You're just
Yeah.
utilizing a social network at that
Exactly.
point.
And if I see people out, I'm not like, oh, I'm trying to duck or anything. What's going on? Hey, you
Yeah.
follow me? Hey, I follow you. Hey,
Yeah.
Thanks for the follow. Nice to meet you. I'll chop it up with you, whatever.
Not everybody likes to see other people succeeding, though, Kyle. So that's why some people duck each other. And then sometimes,
right.
sometimes they don't do it on purpose. Sometimes they're in work mode. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you never know.
Like you go to my Instagram, you'll never see anything that's not 4K
Nice.
quality, at least.
Nice.
That's the least I'll go.
Because that's your industry. Is there
Right.
any drama right now in your career or in your life that's going on? You want to talk about?
Yeah, man. There's a lot of drama. With me doing what I do, I'm not gonna say any names. There's certain people that I thought had my back. Kind of feel like, I'm doing it for the fame and I'm doing it, to look cool, and kind of hurts me because those people are really close to me.
Sure.
And the fact that they're trying to tell me that what I'm doing, is stupid because I want girls to hit me up, or it all plays into bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I like to do this. Like you said before, do you get like a high, or like when I'm in the studio, when I'm behind the camera, I feel great,
Yeah.
and like I got a lot of stressful things going on in my life right now, and that definitely does more than just mask it for the moment.
It's a release.
Right. It's more of like a therapy, man.
Yes.
It's great. I really like that, and so those people, I've kind of distanced myself from them, and it's kind of sad actually. But I'm just doing me right now, man. This is what I want to do, and everybody's got their own life, man. Sometimes you split ways,
No doubt.
You definitely come back, but I mean it won't be as frequent. We're not gonna be able to hang out every Friday, or every Sunday. I shoot every Sunday,
That's
now Sundays are off limits.
Yep.
Monday through Friday I'm working a full-time job, so I can't chill during the week.
Good for you.
I'm working at 4 to 12. Everybody works 9 to 5.
Yep.
It's not gonna work out.
It's not gonna work out.
But it still gives me more time to do me in the morning. And then the weekend comes and I can. I really only have Saturdays. That's really all I have for anybody.
And then by that time, you're playing catch up with yourself. And then you said you shoot every Sunday. Would you mind if somebody came and
Never.
So if you want to see what it's all about, if you want to take a couple shots with him, and if you're a model or if you're a photographer and you're looking to shoot and get some shots with Kyle, you don't mind, right?
Not at all. I mean, like with the exposure thing, if you want to come out and do shots, I'll post you up on my page. I'll tag you. Hey. Shot by this person, so it's all about the networking, man,
and cross networking too.
Right.
So you can only market to your own network for so long.
Right.
And then you got to start networking to mine, and I got to start networking to yours, and then go to James's, and then
exactly,
and then Keon's.
Right.
I'm gonna put you in touch with my buddy Keon. He owns he does an online magazine, Epicurean Commune, for artists up and down the East Coast, and then he also owns a photography label, Lazy Boy Media.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll put you guys in touch, and he does a lot of good work. He does a lot of work in the city. So shout out Lazy Boy. Thank you for coming today. What's the best way that people reach you? You said Instagram, right?
Yeah, in Instagram. Really. Instagram and email.
What's your email?
It's kydied96@gmail.com.
And I'm sure they can just get that through Instagram too, right?
Right. Yeah. Everything's on my page.
So IG, folks, that's where it's at right now. Hit his IG if you want to see some high quality shots. If you want to see some. Now, are those shots done by James?
Every single shot on my page basically is it's done by. Besides like 2 of them.
Okay.
Which are like my first post. So.
Okay, James. So If you want to see some of James's work, and then James, what's your contact information? What's your Instagram account? How can they reach you?
You can find me on Instagram at yoman_media. It's YOMAN_media on IG, and you can find me Yoman Media on Facebook as well. I try to connect all my posts, so anything that pretty much goes on Instagram goes straight to Facebook as well. And you can email me on there as well. My email's up there on Instagram. That's all I got right now.
Nice. And you can reach me, Curtis Mac 93, across pretty much every platform there is. You can catch me on Snapchat. I get a little wild on there, but it's yours. What's your Snapchat, Kyle?
My Snapchat is WavyBoy96. That's WAVYBOI 96.
How about you, James?
I made it in like 7th grade, so.
Yamen is YAYMEN.
The only reason I plug Snapchat is because if you don't, then you're behind. You don't guys on Snapchat? Yeah, we do. But you might not get the same type of feel from some of that content. For mine, it's a little explicit.
Good night.